big rumours coming out. Apparently Eddie Hearn, Francis Warren and even Ben Shalom were in the same building a couple of hours ago at the hotel nearby. Do you really think AJ Fury could happen this December?
I'm absolutely gutted I wasn't there. Where was my invitation? I heard Eddie and Frank were there 20 minutes before I turned up. I've heard that George and Francis, everyone's getting involved. Let's make this fight. Tyson Fury has given Anthony Joshua an opportunity. Anthony Joshua has wanted to fight Tyson Fury ever since I've known him. Tyson Fury has wanted AJ ever since he's turned professional. There's an opportunity. Everybody seems to be talking now. There's 60-40s being offered. Why not? Let's make this fight before Christmas. Whatever channel it's on, however they divvy up the money, however it's made, make it. Frank, Bob, Francis, George, Eddie, everyone in a room. Tell you what, the best thing would be get Anthony and Tyson in a room because I know they want to make it.
Everyone on Twitter seems to think they're both calling each other's bluff. Could that be the case?
Of course it could be the case. It could be the case that this fight never gets made. As we've seen in the past, many big fights don't happen, which is such a shame. I do know that both fighters want this fight. AJ, it's a risk, it's a roll of the dice, not giving him an easier route back maybe after the back-to-back defeats, but he was really good in Saudi and maybe that's the opportunity he needs, a bigger challenge to go in with Tyson and why not? What respect he'd have for taking this fight, what respect Tyson would have for making this fight now for the British fight fans. Every single person on this boat, every single sports fan around London, around Britain wants this fight to happen. I want it to happen. I'd love it to be on Sky. If it's not on Sky, I will be knocking at the gates for a ticket or trying to watch it on television. It's a fight, it's a legacy fight, and it's a fight that we all want. It doesn't matter when it's made. If there's a chance of making it now, get it on.
Spencer Fearon suggests that it shouldn't happen next. Shannon Ryan, a few others that I spoke to, they're all saying AJ shouldn't take it next. Do you think they're wrong?
Well, look, that's on the AJ side. It's up to Anthony's side to decide the way back, which is why I said maybe it's better for him to take a softer fight, maybe a Manuel Charr, a Jermaine Franklin, a couple of levels below, get himself back in, ease back in, have 3 or 4 fights, and then go to the tables again for a world title fight. Boxing doesn't work like that sometimes. I think a lot of people will be really respectful if AJ took this, and also I think he's got a chance. I mean, Tyson Fury would be a huge favourite for it. Don't get me wrong, but stars make fights. A lot of people have fancied Joshua to beat Fury, even if they're not in the majority. He had trouble with Usyk for a couple of fights, but orthodox opponent, maybe Fury would switch it up. Maybe Fury is too good for him. Who knows? AJ boxed really well last time. He's got a great resume. He's got big wins on his record as well. Maybe they should back him. But I can understand if they don't want it yet. I can understand that. It's business. DAZN obviously got a huge input in this. But really, it's down to what Anthony wants. If Anthony's right and decides to want, and that he wants to challenge, then maybe it is right. And if he loses, he's taken that opportunity and he's given it what he wants. Anthony's always wanted competition for me. He's always wanted to fight the best fighters. Maybe it's what he needs. Maybe it's the spark he needs after being disappointed and deflated after giving so much to training camp in Jeddah and the way it happened. Maybe that outburst afterwards, all that emotion. And maybe actually, rather than trying to get himself up for a lesser opponent, it could work the other way, that it could be Fury. But I get what others are saying, that it might not be right for Anthony's career at the moment, and that it would obviously be Tyson with a big advantage starting as favourite. Obviously, I get that. As a fan, and as a supporter of Anthony, and as a supporter of boxing, I'd love to see that fight happen.
On that note, Adam, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.